Hey everybody, Tanya from Shooting Star SVG back here today, and I am going to discuss, if I can speak, smart loops on TailWind, which basically will pre-publish pins for you in your Pinterest TailWind schedule. Now, I have just deleted my common smart loop, and I'm going to go ahead and recreate that so you can see what that looks like. Okay. And basically you have this stat right here, active smart loop posts, and basically you have a certain amount of pins that you are allowed to put into this loop. And this counts based off of, so if you have one pin going to 4 boards, that counts as 4. Okay. Anyways, we'll get into that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on new loop, and it's going to ask you what kind of loop do you want to create. So you can create what's called an evergreen loop, and this is basically a loop that is good for the entire year. Or you can create a seasonal loop. This is good for your boards and pins that are seasonal, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, basically anything holiday related, school, things of that nature. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and do an evergreen loop. And I'm just going to call this one, I forgot that every time I hit Shift P to do a capital P, it pauses the recording, so my apologies. Common pins, right? So it's going to ask you what boards do you want to pin these to. So these are your default boards. And basically for me, I'm going to post these to my Silhouette Cameo SVGs and Cricut SVGs board, and it's going to take any of the pins that I choose, and it's going to pin directly to this board. Okay. The next thing that you're going to do is add the pins that you would like. You can filter these by board if you would like. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to click on, let's see, coffee, wine, and beer. And in this case, I'm only showing pins from my website. So I'm going to go ahead and select those. I'm going to click on related images. That is not helping. And I'm going to click on cute SVGs. And click on, you can see a lot of these pins are not optimized for Pinterest, and that's okay. I'm going to be working through a lot of these as time persists. Not going to do that one. And basically you're just going to go through your boards and figure out if there's any that you can post commonly throughout the whoops, I clicked on the wrong one. Through the year. So let me just go ahead and I'm going to pause it real fast, and then I'll come back once I have all my pins selected. Okay, now that I have all of my pins selected, I'm just going to click on next to set up schedule. And for this, I am going to choose this as my core content. I have 98 pins selected that are going to be pinned to one board on loop. This will pin 5 times per week. It will take 5 months to loop through all of the pins, and they distribute that content evenly. I'm going to go ahead and click on Finish Loop Setup. Okay. And click on Done. And you can see that it is placing the common pins into the schedule. So that's actually really cool. And you can see where it has the other loops actually put in there as well. So I actually have some work to do tomorrow, be fleshing out my pin schedule, and I still have room to add more. And if you are on TailWind and you want to have more SmartLoop pins on there, you can do a power up that basically will give you more SmartLoop posts for a certain price. Okay, this will help you kind of optimize your pinning, right? So that's really all there is to it, a SmartLoop. When I first made that TailWind video, I was kind of intimidated by it since I had just kind of really started messing around with TailWind. That was about 8 or 9 months ago, and I find that now that I have these, it's just kind of nice because I don't have to think about some slots, and I know that my content is continually being repinned instead of me having to go back in and do it. So it is really a nice feature to have. There are some videos that you can watch to, master SmartLoop, but it's pretty straightforward. You can see that this Gemini pin that I talked about in a previous analytics post, this one gets repinned, and you can see how many repins from utilizing the SmartLoop that I am getting from this. So it's pretty awesome that's happening. You can look at those analytics for sure. So that's all I have on SmartLoop. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Again, if you got some value out of this, please go ahead and click like and subscribe. Let me know in the community section of my YouTube channel if there are certain things that you're looking for as far as explanations go, and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. I am actually pretty soon hopefully going to be working on getting a camera set up in my office, so that way y'all can see my face while I'm making these videos, because I do have a lot of crazy facial expressions. But anyways, it's 10 o'clock on a Friday night, so I'm gonna go make sure my 3-year-old is asleep, because the other two are. The 4-year-old and the 1-year-old are sleeping. 3-year-old is still up. So I'm gonna go take care of him. But again, if you guys need anything, give me a holler. Join the Facebook group, and I'll talk to you guys soon.